Never defend yourself. The art of silent power. There's a moment, a quiet split-second decision you make when someone questions your worth, your intent, your character. And in that moment, most people do what they've been conditioned to do their whole lives. They defend. I didn't mean it. You misunderstood me. I swear I'm not like that. It sounds noble, reasonable, human, but to the mind of a true strategist, to someone like Machiavelli, this is the moment you surrender everything, because the second you defend yourself, you admit you're weak enough to need to. And in power games, weakness isn't forgiven, it's devoured. Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched someone flinch and instantly felt the shift, the scent of blood in the air? That's what defense does. It doesn't make people believe you, it makes them believe they got to you. The man who defends himself lowers himself. The one who doesn't forces the world to defend him instead. Here's the harsh truth. Explaining yourself doesn't convince anyone. What it really does is hand your power to the person questioning you. You start playing their game on their terms, under their rules, and the worst part, by defending, you silently agree with one dangerous premise: that they have the authority to judge you. But what if you didn't react? What if you let the accusation float unanswered, untouched? What if you let them fill in the silence? Because silence isn't empty, it's a mirror. And in that mirror, they see their own obsession, insecurity, instability. Have you noticed? The most powerful people don't rush to explain. They hold silence like a weapon. They don't flinch, they stare. And suddenly, the room starts questioning the accuser, not the accused. Do you really need to be understood, or do you want to be in control? That's the difference between therapy and strategy. Clarity is for comfort. Control is for power. Power doesn't come from being understood. It comes from being feared, respected, and unreachable. So next time someone calls you cold, arrogant, selfish, and you rush to say, no, that's not me, just know you've already lost, because now you're reacting. Now they know you care. Now they own the frame. But if you say nothing, if you just hold still, you become something more dangerous than innocent. You become untouchable. Ask yourself who really wins, the one explaining himself, or the one so composed he doesn't need to. Now here's the real power move. Don't just ignore the accusation, invert it. You're manipulative. Smile. Calmly say, if that's how you see it. You didn't explain. You didn't fight. You didn't even blink. Now they're uncomfortable. They're spiraling. Because the weapon they brought, now it's in their own hands. When you remain silent, you force them to talk to themselves. And most people, they can't handle that. And here's where it gets even colder. Don't defend. Don't respond. Don't even block them. Just vanish. Let your absence speak. Because people crave emotional validation, even in conflict. Take that away, they unravel. Let me ask you this. How many people have you watched destroy themselves just trying to get a reaction from someone who's stayed silent? Here's the elite level. Flip their accusation into a spotlight on their weakness. You're arrogant. Gives strange how confidence makes people so uncomfortable. You're manipulative. Gives only the easily influenced say that. You're fake. Gives people always say that when they stop getting what they want. These aren't rebuttals. They're status plays. You're not trying to clear your name. You're rewriting the narrative entirely. The world told you to protect your reputation, but Machiavelli saw the trap. Because the second you chase innocence, you've already accepted guilt. So stop chasing. Be calm. Be certain. Be silent. Because the people who try to tear you down, they start looking jealous, emotional, weak. And the more they explain, the more you look untouchable. Power isn't about proving you're right. It's about making them wonder what you'll do next and fearing it. So next time you're at a table and someone takes a jab, don't tense, don't smile, Don't reply. Hold still. Watch what happens. They scramble. They fidget. They try to clarify. Suddenly, they're the one under judgment and you're the one everyone starts defending. In the digital arena, this is even more brutal. Someone calls you toxic? Don't post a defense. Post this. People always call you dangerous when they can't control you. You didn't react. You reframed. Now they look bitter and you look bigger. So here's your toolkit. Silence. Cold, clean, powerful. Deflection. Shift the lens without touching the fire. Precision cuts. One-line truths that slice the seam. You're full of yourself. Gives confidence, upsets the insecure. You think you're better than everyone? Gives no, I just don't think like everyone. These aren't explanations. They're dominance distilled. Because when you stop trying to look good and start being uncheckable, people stop trying to knock you down. Eventually, they realize you don't flinch because you don't need to. You've crossed a line into something more than power. You've become immune. And here's the paradox. The more you explain yourself, the more alone you appear. But the more silent you are, the more others step up to defend you, unprovoked. Why? Because stillness is unsettling and control is contagious. So ask yourself, are you defending your image or are you defining it? Are you playing defense or commanding the room without a word? Think of the few people who never explain themselves. Why do they command such deep respect? Why do people lean in when they speak, if they speak at all? Because silence creates myth. And myth, that's where true power lives. If this resonated with you, if it made you question how you handle conflict, ask yourself, would you rather be liked or untouchable? Let me know in the comments. How do you respond when you're accused? Have you ever seen silence flip a situation completely? And if you're ready to shift from defense to dominance, like, subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from the one who doesn't need to.